he had often complained about her lifestyle, she usually shrugged it off, content in the knowledge that he was a kind and caring father who thought the world of her. Seeing him like this, though, she submitted to tears as she struggled to reply.
"I'm sorry, Dad, but I really don't know. I've never done drugs in my life."
Then she began to sob in desperation.
"Drugs? I don't know anything about drugs. Amanda's dead. Oh, Ma'am, tell him, please."
Julie's mother, Betty, turned to address her husband.
"Leave her alone, Bill. Can't you see she's in a state? You're only making matters worse."
Inspector Bowden continued officiously.
"Now, if you will permit me to explain to all concerned, Amanda Morris died of severe intoxication and a possible drugs overdose in the early hours of this morning. As she was in the company of Julie Quinley and one other until approximately 12:30 this morning and returned home with them in an extremely drunken state, I have no alternative but to place Julie Quinley under arrest and take her down to the station for questioning. Now, if you will permit me to continue in my duties, Mr. Quinley, nothing further need to be said at this point."
Julie's father retreated into the living room, mumbling to himself in despair.
"I can't take no more of this, I really can't."
Led by Sergeant Drummond, Julie mounted the stairs dejectedly. From the corner of her eye, she could see her mother standing motionless in the hallway until Inspector Bowden disturbed her.
"Mrs. Quinley, could you help me to open the door, please?"
When Julie's mother had released the awkward door latch, he stepped forward, shouting,
"In here, men. Start in that room there, then work your way through to the kitchen."
Julie's senses were on full alert, the adrenaline coursing around her body as the police officers charged into the house with her father issuing a barrage of complaints at them. She was aware of her mother's distress emanating from the dismayed figure at the foot of the stairs. Apart from that, she could feel her own fear and helplessness, then shame and anger as, turning back, she noticed a group of nosy neighbours shouting and jeering at her mother. When one of them had the audacity to inquire, "Everything all right, Betty, love?" her mother shut the front door in response. Once inside the upstairs bedroom, Julie could sense Detective Sergeant Drummond scrutinising her as she put her clothes on. They didn't speak, but Julie tried to dress as discreetly as possible while the police officer's eyes roamed up and down her body. She could feel her hands shaking and her heart beating, and could hear people talking downstairs. One of the voices was her father's, and he sounded angry. Julie headed towards the bathroom to wash her face, which still contained traces of makeup from the night before. But she was informed that there was no time to waste and they wanted her down at the station for questioning as soon as possible.
"What about my hair?" Julie asked. "If you're so concerned about it, you can take a brush and do it in the car."
Julie grabbed her hairbrush and placed it inside her handbag, which she threw over her shoulder.
"I'll take that if you don't mind," said the sergeant, indicating Julie's handbag. "It'll have to be searched."
Julie, aware of the sergeant's hostile manner, replied, "That's all right. I've got nothing to hide." She passed her handbag to Sergeant Drummond, then cringed with embarrassment as Sergeant Drummond rummaged through it and withdrew a packet of Durex and a small, empty bottle of vodka, which she proceeded to scrutinise. Once Sergeant Drummond had finished her thorough search, she tossed the bag back to Julie. After several minutes, Julie was ready to leave her bedroom without having showered, brushed her hair, or even cleaned her teeth. They began to descend the stairs. Inspector Bowden materialised in the hallway and instructed Sergeant Drummond to lead Julie out to a waiting police car. He then ordered his men to check the upstairs of the house. As Sergeant Drummond was propelling Julie through the front door, Betty took hold of Julie's arm and wept.
"I hope you'll be all right, love."
The look of anguish on Betty's face brought renewed tears to Julie's eyes, but she was too distressed to utter any word.